You know what really grinds my gears? The internet is absolutely drowning in garbage gardening advice. And here's the controversial truth nobody wants to admit. Most of those viral gardening hacks you see, complete waste of your time. But today I'm going to share 7 hacks that look absolutely bonkers, sound completely ridiculous, but actually work like magic in your garden. And trust me, after trying hundreds of methods over the years, these are the ones that made me say, well, I'll be darned, that actually worked. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen one of those hacks online and thought, there's no way that's real? Drop a comment below and tell me which gardening hack you thought was fake, but turned out to be amazing. I read every single comment, and I love hearing your stories. All right, let's jump into hack number 1, and this one's going to blow your mind. Hack number 1, air layering, the lazy gardener's dream. Here's something most gardeners don't know. You can actually grow roots on a plant while it's still attached to the mother plant. Sounds crazy, right? It's called air layering, and it's been around for centuries, but hardly anyone talks about it. Now, traditional propagating means you cut something off the plant, stick it in water or soil, and pray it doesn't die. But with air layering, the plant stays alive the whole time you're making babies from it. It's like plant insurance. Here's how it works. You take a younger stem, and you make a circular cut around it with a knife. Go up about an inch and make another circular cut. Now, don't go too deep. You're not trying to chop the thing off. You just want to cut through that outer bark layer. Then, make a vertical cut connecting those 2 circles and gently peel away that outer bark. What you just exposed is called the cambium layer, and this is where the magic happens, folks. This layer can produce roots right there on the living plant. Now, a few months back, I did this exact technique, and I used these black propagation balls. You fill them with some coconut coir, add a little water, maybe a touch of rooting hormone if you want, though it's not even necessary. Clamp it around that exposed area and just wait. 2 months later, I opened that ball, and holy moly, there was a gorgeous root ball sitting right there. All I had to do was cut below it, and boom, I had a perfectly rooted plant that was guaranteed to survive because it was never stressed during the whole process. Now here's the thing. This works amazingly well for plants that are hard to propagate from cuttings, like apple trees, citrus trees, those stubborn plants that just rot when you stick them in water. Air layering gives you access to cloning plants that normally laugh at your propagation attempts. If you're enjoying these hacks so far, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. We post senior-friendly gardening tips every single week, and I promise, no fluff, just stuff that actually works. Hack number 2, the lettuce trick they don't want you to know. Okay, I'm about to say something controversial. Most of those regrow your vegetable scraps videos you see online, total clickbait. They don't work. But, and this is a big but, some of them actually are worth your time. Let me show you which ones. Living lettuce. You can find this at almost any grocery store. It comes with the roots still attached, and that's the key right there. Now, most people would cut this lettuce right here at the base and throw the roots away. Big mistake. Huge. What you want to do is cut it just above this crown, this little growth point right in the center. See these tiny leaves trying to come out? That's your ticket to free lettuce for weeks. You can take this crown with the roots attached and plant it directly back in your garden or even in a pot on your patio. And here's the secret most people miss. The hacks that actually work are the ones where you're regrowing the leaves because that's what you eat. Don't waste your time trying to regrow carrots or beets from scraps. You're eating the root, not the leaves. But lettuce, green onions, kale, spinach, as long as that crown is intact, it'll keep producing the exact part you want to eat. That's a hack worth doing. Drop a comment if you've ever tried regrowing vegetables from scraps. Did it work? Or did it just run on your windowsill? I want to hear the truth. Hack number 3, my secret underground potato method. This next one, I came up with myself, and I haven't seen anyone else talking about it. I call it the subterranean planting hack, and it's perfect for those of us who want maximum production from limited space. Here's the deal. Potatoes take forever to sprout once you plant them. Sometimes 4 to 6 weeks before you see anything popping up. Most gardeners see that as wasted time. I see it as opportunity. What you do is plant your potatoes deep, about 6 to 8 inches down. Then, and here's the genius part, you plant fast-growing crops right on top. Lettuce, spinach, bok choy, mustard greens, anything that'll be ready to harvest in less than a month. By the time those potato shoots start poking through the soil, you've already harvested a whole crop from that same bed. You've literally doubled your production in a vertical sense. 2 crops from one space in the same time frame. I eat this potato raw because I love them that much, but you don't have to be as crazy as me. Now, stick with me because hack number 4 is going to save you a ton of money at the nursery. Hack number 4, the nursery's dirty little secret. Have you ever noticed that when you buy seedlings from the nursery, especially onions, there's like a million plants crammed into one tiny cell? I used to think they were just being sloppy. Turns out, you can use this to your advantage. Here's what nobody tells you. Those aren't supposed to be planted together. You can separate them and multiply your money instantly. Take this onion right here. Look at how many individual plants are squished in here. I'm going to gently roll it between my hands, shake it a bit, and carefully tease out each seedling. Now, some roots might break, and that's totally fine. Onions are tougher than you think. What started as one cell with maybe 6 plants has just become 8 to 10 individual onions. If you bought a 6-pack at the nursery, you just turned 6 plants into 50 plants. And here's the controversial part. I think nurseries do this on purpose because they know most people won't separate them. You'll plant them as a clump, get a mediocre harvest, and come back next year to buy more. But not us. We're smarter than that. Plant these individually with proper spacing, and you'll get an absolutely incredible yield. Your neighbors will be asking you where you bought all those onions. Before we get to hack number 5, if you're getting value from this video, smash that like button. It helps more seniors like yourself find this channel and grow better gardens. Hack number 5, the pepper plant that never dies. Alright, this one's weird looking, but stay with me. These stick-like things are actually pepper plants that I overwintered. And yes, you can keep the same pepper plant alive for years, even decades. Here's how it works. At the end of the season, instead of letting your pepper plants die, you cut them back by about 2/3. If you're in a cold zone, dig them up or move the containers to a sheltered spot for winter. If you're in a warm zone, you can literally just leave them in the ground. Now, why would you do this? Simple. Time and production. Imagine starting your season with an established plant instead of a tiny seedling. You'll get peppers weeks, sometimes months earlier. And every year, that plant gets bigger, stronger, and more productive. I've got a 3-year-old pepper plant, and I've seen people keep them going for over 10 years. Same exact plant, just coming back stronger every season. And here's my personal reason. I have peppers I know I want every single year. Jalapenos. Thai chili, the ones that never let me down. So why start from scratch every year when I can keep my proven champions alive and thriving? Some people think this is overkill, but those same people are buying new plants every spring while I'm already harvesting in May. Hack number 6, the sweet potato shortcut you've never heard of. Sweet potatoes are one of my favorite crops, but the traditional way to start them is a pain in the rear. You know the method. Stick toothpicks in a sweet potato, balance it over a jar of water, wait for sprouts, then root those sprouts separately. 2 rooting processes. Takes forever. But I learned a shortcut from my friend Jacques that cuts that whole process in half. All you need is a milk carton and a sweet potato. Cut the carton open, fill it with potting mix, and lay the sweet potato on its side. Not standing up like the jar method. On its side, the slips will grow out the top and naturally bend upward toward the light. But here's the genius part. Because they're so close to the soil, they start developing roots right there in the carton. No second rooting step needed. Just cut off the slip and plant it straight in the garden. This saves you weeks of time and eliminates the most frustrating part of growing sweet potatoes. What's your biggest gardening frustration? Drop it in the comments. Maybe I can solve it in the next video. Hack number 7. Frankenstein tomatoes. Yes, really. This last hack sounds like something from a mad scientist lab, but it's been used by professional growers for decades. It's called grafting, and it lets you combine the best traits of two different tomato plants into one super plant. Here's the idea. Some tomato varieties have amazing flavor but weak roots. Others have incredibly strong, disease-resistant roots but mediocre fruit. So why not combine them? You grow two tomato plants. Cut the top off the one with great flavor, cut the bottom off the one with strong roots, and attach them together with a special clip. Sounds insane, but it works. The process is simple. Make a clean cut on both stems at matching angles. Use a grafting clip to hold them together, making sure the cuts line up perfectly. The plant heals itself in about a week, and you end up with a tomato plant that has superhero genetics. You get disease resistance, vigor, and incredible flavor all in one plant. Professional growers do this all the time, but somehow it never made it to the home garden world. Until now. The bonus hack nobody talks about. Oh, and here's a fun bonus. You can actually grow your own shower sponge in the garden. It's called a loofah gourd. I've done a whole video on how to grow them. Check it out right up there. Closing. So there you have it, folks. 7 gardening hacks that sound completely ridiculous, but actually work like magic. The air layering that guarantees successful propagation. The lettuce regrow that's actually worth your time. The underground planting method for double production. The nursery multiplication trick. The immortal pepper plants. The sweet potato shortcut. And the Frankenstein tomato that combines the best of both worlds. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these hacks are you going to try first? And which one do you think I'm completely crazy for even suggesting? Leave a comment below. I read them all, and I love hearing which techniques work best in your garden. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're building a community of senior gardeners who are tired of the nonsense and just want techniques that actually work. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching Home Garden Fix. Now get out there, try these hacks, and keep on growing. Your garden's about to get a whole lot more productive.